Hi everyone. Good evening. Am I audible and visible clearly to you guys? Yes? Okay. Let's give another minute for everyone to join, okay? Do you know the agenda for today's session? Are you guys aware of today's session's agenda? Yes, it's about career readiness and all. Some of you guys might be from the previous QA session that I took, and some of you might be new to this. So for people who are new, I'll be just giving you a brief about what this session is about. In Thursday's QA session, we mostly discuss about career guidance, career roadmaps, about optimizing your resume, and how can you make sure that your profile gets shortlisted, and questions like what kind of jobs you should apply for after this program is done. How should you target in applying to jobs, because you just cannot apply to all the jobs out there, right? So those kind of questions I take up. And since most of my QA sessions are open box, you can just post in your question and I answer it live. Obviously, with the kind of audience we have, not every question would be possible, but I try to take up as much as possible. Okay, so today also, that will be the agenda. Before starting, do you guys have any questions regarding ATS resumes and regarding how to optimize your profiles? Like, do you know how to write a good resume, or do I need to give you a brief today as well, like the last session? Need to know? Okay, just for a quick reference, then let me. I'll just do a thing. I'll show you like a brief about how to write a good resume. I'll just give you a good pointers. Just let me find the document once. Yeah, I will just be sharing my screen. Is my screen visible to all? Is it visible? Yes. Okay. So people who are new and the old ones as well, if you have joined again, just give me 5 minutes. I'll give a crisp brief about what this professional resume is about, and then people can go ahead and ask their questions based on that. Let's give a 10-minute brief review. Okay. So what is a professional resume? You have some kind of resumes, right? If you are a college graduate, you might have the first resume starting by you'll start by building your resume, like you'll post your pictures on one side, and on one side you'll make columns, and then you keep writing those kind of resumes, right? That is one of the first resumes that we come across. And then moving forward, we try to make different kinds of resumes, and there are a lot of formats out there, but the only format that you currently need is the ATS friendly resume, which is ATS is a robot or a system or a machine, you'll say. The first resume that is parsed is through into that ATS. Okay. Once it is within that ATS, it decides that should it be seen by a HR personnel or not. Okay. That is a ATS system. So do you think it's important that a ATS should know how you look like, or a ATS should know how many columns you have segregated your content in? It should not, right? So it should be very crisp, it should be very precise, it should be neat and clean. That means it should be something that a machine can easily read. Okay. A machine knows nothing other than numbers. It just knows a bit of numbers, and certain numbers are associated with certain words. So that typically means that a ATS will only know certain kind of words, and if your resume has those words, it will parse that resume, and if it does not, it will not. Okay. So let's see how you can write a good resume that will let you parse through the machine. Okay. First is the header section. Okay, header is something where you state your full name, and you state your other initials, like what kind of, you have your contact number, email address. uh, I'll also show you a resume after I explain this, so that you also get the idea of where to put the placements of all of these topics. Okay. Next is a location, and then last is a LinkedIn profile. Although I have mentioned it optional because a lot of you do not have a LinkedIn profile, but please make sure that you start your LinkedIn profile today. Log in into that account, and going forward, we'll also have sessions on how to optimize your LinkedIn profiles, how to gain that kind of brand visibility. In today's session also, if those kind of questions come up, I'll do answer a few. Although this session is not about LinkedIn optimization and all, but I'll do answer a few questions for people who do not even have their LinkedIn profiles. Okay. Okay. Then header. This is the header part. After you have stated all of this information, then comes the professional summary or objective. Now, what is professional summary? People who are experienced, even 6 months of experience is an experience. What is experience? For any kind of job that you are getting paid, even a freelancer or a contractual job can be considered as an experience. So those professionals will be eligible to write professional summary in the resume. Okay. And people who are applying for their first job, candidates who are currently students, and they are completing their degree, freshers, all of you can write objectives. So the difference between professional summary and objective is that experienced people who have gained experience can write professional summary, and people who have gained objectives can, people who have been who is a student right now, they can mention objectives. Is this point clear to everyone? Next, the third point is that it's about work experience. Now, work experience should always be in a reverse chronological order, right? Which typically means that the first job that you post should be the most recent one that you're working at, and below will go the ones that has been that you have been working in the earlier years. Okay, so the work experience should always have the organization's name first. If you want to mention, if your project is not confidential, you can also mention your project after you name your organization. Then you go on to the details part. In details, you should include what kind of job title you hold, and location, and also employment dates. Okay, these three are the most important ones: title, location, and employment dates. Okay. Company names, it's mostly, let's say, if you are working in a certain type of company within a company, like if I have to give, like, Eternal is a company, and under that Zomato and Blinkit are there. And if you are working for Zomato, you can also name it Eternal. I think Eternal, yes. So that you can mention, but it's not necessary. It's not important. You can eliminate that part, but this is important: job title, location, and employment dates. Okay. Next is the description, where I'll show you how to write the description part as well. Fourth section is the skills and competencies. Your skills should always be divided into technical, soft, and industry knowledge. Do not put all the skills in one particular column, that I am good with this, and this. You should not never put that. Okay. Coming to soft skills are good to mention, but always make sure that whenever you are describing your key responsibilities and everything, your soft skills should speak through these statements. Okay. Like, for example, if you say that you have a great leadership quality. Now, leadership is some kind of a quality that I, as an ATS or as a human, I cannot judge from a particular document, right? I'll not know that you have soft skills of leadership. How will I, you know, bias? How will I, argue with myself regarding that point, that how do I know that this professional is has good leadership qualities? I'll not be able to. So the great way to do that is, in the description you can write that I have led a team of 20 members to gain this kind of achievement. I have had the opportunity to lead a summit for the XYZ organization at this location. So these are all leadership qualities, right? So you can mention all of that via the description, and not necessarily mention it in the soft skills. But even though if you want to mention it, it's up to you. But make sure that the number one priority should be given to the description, and then you can mention it in the soft skills. Is this point clear? Are the above 4 points clear so far? Please do not put your queries right now. I will open the QA box and everyone can ask the questions there. Right now, just focus on the explaining part, okay? Just focus on the explanation. Okay, clear. So moving forward, we also have education then. Most people, what they do is they write the education on top, but make sure that why are you applying a resume? What does your resume say? A resume is something that you are giving it to an HR so that they'll give you a job. They'll shortlist your profile for a job, right? So in that case, your experiences, what you will bring to the table as a working professional is more important. So always make sure that your experiences are at the top. Experiences, internship, projects, some work, basically work that you have done, work that you are good at, tools that you are very good at, tools that you are applying for the job for. Okay, all of those things should always be at the top. Then will come the education. Okay, and moving on with the education, you can mention your educational background again in reverse order. So let's say someone is doing bachelor's right now, and this it's the first job that you are applying for, right? So if it's the first job you're applying for, you can write your class 12th and your bachelor's. But if you are a working professional, it is okay to eliminate the class 10 and class 12. Okay, you can directly write bachelor's, and if you have done masters, you can mention masters or any important certification course that you have done along the way. Okay, you can mention some great distance learning programs also. If you have done something like that, you can also mention that under your education part. Okay, and sixth point is the professional certificates and training. This thing is, again, you can mention the certificate details, and here if possible you can also attach a link where all the certificates are available. And next comes the professional achievements and awards part. In professional achievements and awards, this can also be eliminated if you do not, if you haven't gained anything yet. You can add it, or once you start gaining it in your professional journey. But if you are a student, if you have gained anything in a, a debate competition, or you have done anything for, like the work with some NGOs or something like that, all of these achievements are also considered good enough for a resume. Okay, and people who are experienced enough, you can write about significant achievements, like if you have reduced the losses of a particular project, or you have increased retention of customers and all. Those things also can be mentioned as great highlights, like if you have received a trophy out of it or got a good incentive out of it, something like that. Okay, this is the last point, which is pretty optional. It's not really necessary. Interest and hobbies, languages, and the if you have any affiliations and all, this is very optional. If you think that your resume looks a bit less but in content terms, you can add these things. But if it is already filled up, do not really add these topics. Okay, a resume should always be within 2 pages, 1 to 2 pages, not more than that. Please make sure of that. And going below, whatever I have mentioned you just now, you will have the crisp SOP of how to write it, like 1 to 2 pages. And then you'll also have what kind of professional format you should choose, like, what kind of spacing should be there. I have already mentioned this. This document my team will provide you after the session is done. And what kind of action verbs should be used. All of those will be mentioned. Okay, and this is nothing to be explained, you can just give it a read. These are some do's and don'ts. Okay, so these are the 7 most important topics that should be added in a resume. So do you have any queries in this now, related to this resume only? You can ask your queries, not your personal questions. Personal questions I will put you up for the QA chat, there you can ask. I'll also show you a sample resume. Okay, just so that you don't get confused. I will share my whole screen, or else it won't be visible. Okay, I'll show you a resume first, and then I'll move on to something. Okay. So this is on resume. Do you think that this is a professional resume as of yet? Say this is so lengthy. And you do not need this declaration part and all. Okay, these things are very personal. These information should not be out. And this is too lengthy, right? So this is not a professional resume. By an ATS, this will be hardly noticed. Now I'll show you a resume that looks good enough. Okay. Now this resume, see, this is exactly the way I mentioned. A title followed by the details. Okay. Then comes a professional summary. Then comes your professional experiences. Like I mentioned, what is your company, the location, what kind of project you are currently working at. Okay. And for how long have you worked. Okay. Then will come your very crisp points. See, you can see the length of the sentences are very short. Like you can see, just read the sentence. It's so short, but it gives you the exact information that is required. Okay. In a reverse chronological order, like this person started in 2019 and currently it's 2025. Okay. So in a reverse manner. Next is the education part. You can directly mention it here along with the date. And in technical competencies, see here soft skills are not mentioned. Skills and tools are mentioned only. So for soft skills, what you can do is, see here you can see that this person has mentioned about soft skills. Like he mentioned that he has mentored and developed. That means that he has mentorship qualities. He has leadership qualities. Right. Then let's take another soft skill. What can be another soft skill? Give me some examples of soft skills like you know good communication skills. Okay, for how do you know that this person has good communication skills? Let's see. Mm, okay, he has created okay, increased adoption. Okay, he has increased adoption in customer satisfaction, which means that he's good while he's talking to customers. That automatically tells us that he is a good conversationalist, like he can talk but good, right? And analytical skills, someone mentioned analytical skills. Let's talk about analytics. um Again, here we again have 90% customer satisfaction. See, these are good communication skills. So a person, a HR who is reading, they'll automatically know the soft skills of a person by just reading the statements. Okay, you do not have to specifically mention the soft skills anywhere. See, again comes achievement. See, ranked first, recognized, generated this much as sales, and then scaled the startup to profitability in 18 months. And then last there are the certificates. Okay, see, this is how a crisp resume should look like. In one page it has one, two, three, four, five experiences, right? And this person has no experiences yet, but yet his resume is 2 pages long. Did you get the idea about how it should be? Okay. Okay. Now, talking about ATS score, if you have a great ATS resume, your score will somewhere be around 85 plus. Always target that your score should be above 85 plus. You have a lot of sites out there where you can test your resume. There is Resume Worded, and there is, I think, in ChatGPT also you can do it. You can give a great prompt and you can check your ATS resumes. There is Naukri. In Naukri profile also, you can just upload your resume and it will tell you where you currently stand among all the other applicants. Okay, these are some sites where you can test your score. Always make sure you have a great score. Around 80 plus is good. 85 plus is better than good. And 90, 95, these are great scores. That means that your resume is 100% selected for that role. Okay. Now I'll be opening the QA chat box now. So if you guys have any personal level questions, you can directly ask me in the QA chat. And if it's very relevant to the whole class, I'll take up that QA and answer it live. Okay, let's do it. You can please ask your questions in the QA box now. You can eliminate the webinar chat, come to the QA so that I can answer that question and everyone can also see your questions. Okay, someone is asking me in mail, many jobs come, how to apply, fraud is happening and all. So see, that how to do a fraud analysis on the jobs that you are getting. I also do not have that answer, because even today I also get spams, right? Spamming, nothing can be avoided from that. But wherever jobs you are applying or whatever job comes to your portal, always do a back check analysis, which means that go to that company, search for that company in Google, go through Ambition Box, okay, go through glassdoor.com and all of that. Check about that company, read the reviews and all, okay, and read about the profile that has come to your mail, or if someone has called you. After having all of that information, you can decide that should you be applying to that job or not. Okay. In the header part of a resume, can we mention two job role in a resume, like data analyst, business analyst? Wait, I will answer this live. Okay. Yes. So data analyst is a job, I'm so sorry. Data analyst is a job profile that is purely functional. That means that it has a lot of data to work with. Whereas business analyst is a role which typically means you will be working under a lot of teams, you will have a lot of pressure from the stakeholders and businesses, right? So the difference between a data analyst profile and a business profile, a business analyst profile, has vast differences. So make sure, even if you are mentioning two job profiles, you can mention like data analyst and like the data analyst and something that goes with data analyst, like for example product person, you can say a product analyst. Even a product analyst works with a lot of SQLs and datas, okay. And if you are mentioning business analyst, you can mention business analyst, and you can also mention that aspiring something to be, like you want to become a business head or something, you can mention that. But make sure whatever two roles you are applying, it should contradict with, it should have some similarities with one another, okay. Next is um, how to check ATS score. Okay, I will show you how to check ATS score. I'll just show you. Okay? I'll share my screen once again. Is my screen visible? Okay. So let's talk about how to check ATS. So the best tool that I like is ChatGPT. Okay. Because I have trained this in such a way that it will give me the exact, analysis of my whole resume. So what you need to do is, I'll just add my file here once. Okay, let's add both the files. Okay. Okay, let's do the analysis for first. I am applying for a entry level job role of a data analyst for let's say IBM. Check my ATS for this resume. Act like you are the, give some prompt that will resonate that this itself is an ATS machine. Okay, act like you are the best ATS tracker for IBM and give me a score out of 100 and give me tips to make this resume better and what to eliminate. That's all. Whenever you are writing a prompt for an ATS, make sure you mention the job role that you are applying for. Like here I did, you mention the company name and then you say what kind of score you want. Okay. So it has given me a 42 out of 100. Is this a good score? I just mentioned, is this a good score? It's not a good score, right? See, your resume will not even pass the ATS. That's how important this is. Okay. So then what can be done? Let's see. What is the biggest problem? Role match, not a data analyst, which means I come to a point that if you are applying for a data analyst role, make sure your resume has enough content to read through that data analyst role. Okay. If not, then it will be a problem because it will not even parse through that. Next is what kind of keywords are missing. See, all of those keywords are missing. Then you can, what you can do is you can rewrite your resume and use the keywords that come up. Okay. And what kind of projects and multiple other things. It will give you all the fixes that are required. And then it will take your resume to a better score around 82, which is a very good score for the start. Okay. Now let's check the resume that I have applied and is already optimized. Okay. Now check this resume for the profile of sales manager with an academy. Sales manager with an academy. Give me a score out of 100. Now let's see what it gives me. 84. See, why this resume is excellent? Because it is already aligned with EdTech. It already has these kind of companies as prior previous experiences. So these kind of resumes get shortlisted first. And even though it has some low marks in terms of ATS, like it has 84, right? Let's say I want to make it 95 or something. It will also give me how to make it 95. Like it will say what to remove, trim. There are some minor, like I have to trim this kind of things. Some word keywords I have to do. Some like certificates should only be in sales, Excel and Gen AI sales. Like for example, here you can see in this resume, it also has a certificate of marketing. This is not necessary, so I can eliminate this. See, this is it's this how it's convenient. This is convenience. Just go to ChatGPT and know how to use it properly. Okay. I think I have answered the question now. And if you want to use a different tool, you will always have resume worded, and you will also have this Naukri. I'll just write them down also in the chat so that everyone can see. One is Naukri, and the second one is resume worded. Okay. Next. Uh, okay, I have answered this. ATS, can you share the sites and able to check resume? Share the sites. I've already given the names. You can definitely find the sites out from there. Okay. Next, what we have is the key point value of a resume. Just a minute. Okay. So how I enhance my LinkedIn profile. Okay, to enhance your LinkedIn profile, first start by gaining certain kind of experiences. Okay, like what kind of experience? Like if you are targeting to enter into a, let's say, a business analyst role, try by taking up certain courses or tools that are related to business analyst profiles. Like for a business analyst, you have to know great documentation about BRD, FRDs, and PRDs, right? So try to do some workshops related to those kind of documentation. After that, know how to read a lot of data, like so that you can tell the stakeholders what kind of data are you parsing through. Try to make great dashboards using Power BI. So all of those skills, try to learn it. Then you start posting it on LinkedIn. Okay, once you start posting it on LinkedIn, you can also mention like the kind of network that you are building. Like if you are aiming for profiles like business architects and technical business analyst in the later course of your career, you can also start by networking with people who are already in those kind of positions. Okay, that's how you start building up your LinkedIn profile. But the first step to building up a LinkedIn profile is not networking. The first step to building up a LinkedIn profile is to build yourself. Okay, so start by getting as much content as you can for yourself. Okay, I will just show you my LinkedIn one so that it's also easier for you to understand. So let us Go to my LinkedIn profile. Okay. So, try always, LinkedIn. Do not just, keep it very raw. Put the about section. Do not keep this missing. Put this. And in your top skills, there should be skills that you are very good at. Okay. And in the featured, you can feature something that you are really proud of, something that you have done in the past, or something that you're really proud of. You can post this also. And then, keep posting regularly. Put your experiences, also put what kind of projects you are working at. Okay. And then also put your education, some kind of licenses, all of that should be there. And how to optimize, in here you can write the things that are very important to you, what kind of projects you currently work on. Like I work with a lot of Gen AI tools, okay, automations and everything. So I will always mention that here, because that is like a core part of my product, right? And then ATS resumes and all, I do a lot of these things also. And all of these are mentioned here. So this is not something that I just wrote on LinkedIn. This is something that I'm actually building and doing all the time. So this is why I have mentioned it. Okay. So anyone who is asking me how to, optimize your LinkedIn profile, start by building yourself first, and do the things that you are actually interested in, so that you can post it on LinkedIn and build that network accordingly. Okay. Someone asked me, what key points shall I update in resume? Key points, as in, I did not get your question. Like in description, if you're asking, you should always describe the kind of projects you are working at, the kind of internship you had, or the kind of job you are doing. Those are the main key points that you should add. If that's what you're asking, because the question was vague. Next, please suggest a free ATS tool for resume preparation. Canva is a great tool. I will show you a great trick. That was one of the tricks that I have used when I started building my resumes. Okay. So what you do is, just go here, do nothing, and write Canva ATS resume template. That's all you have to do. The first link that will appear, that is one of the good, you know, Canva template tools. Okay. See, here there are a lot of templates. This one is what I recommend everyone. Okay, you can directly take this tool. You can directly take this template, go to customize this template, and you can just start editing. Just start editing. Gargi or Pathak. Okay, and go on and so forth. Just keep editing it. And once you do this, you can go to share and you can download it here. Okay, it's free. This template is completely free. Okay. Have I answered the question? Who was asking? I cannot check the Q&A now. Yes, right? Okay, done. Mm. If you have a career break and want to leverage in soft tech jobs. Okay. So if you have a career break is not something new. Okay. It's okay to have a career break, because considering the job market and everything, it's okay. But make sure that you do not sit idle during that career break. Like, if now that I have showed you my LinkedIn also, if you go through my LinkedIn, you'll find out that I also had a career gap. Okay, I had a career gap of almost 1 year, and I took it deliberately because I wanted to learn something new. I wanted to, start building my own projects and all, right? So now, since I also did this, I whenever people ask me what I did in that time, I have ample amount of projects to showcase. I almost build around 30 to 35 projects on my own, just so that I can say that during my career break, I did not sit idle. So career break is okay, but try to do something that will get you that job landed. If you're applying for a business role, make sure that you have the correct, how do I say it? Like, for example, for a business role, if you have to use a lot of, let's say sales, you have to use CRM, and you only know Lead Square, and you want to learn about a different CRM, try SAP. Try Salesforce. All of those are also CRM tools, right? So you try all of those things, you practice on it, and then you will gain that confidence in your career gap, and you'll start learning about it. Also do multiple projects. I will always emphasize on projects. Always do self projects. The more self projects you do, the more recognition you get. Okay, so even if you are in a break, that is completely fine. Start building projects, start doing things, start creating content, start you know uh, optimizing your LinkedIn, start reaching out to the right people, to the right job. Okay, just do not reach out to anyone. For example, if you are applying for a data analyst role and you are networking with people who are technical engineers, or who are let's say how do I say this, let's say some in the sales domain and all, they might be helpful. It's good to network with them, but you should always network with people that will help you out in a way. Like if someone is a data analyst in a senior profile, they can always give you answers to the kind of questions that you might be having about the role, right? So always network in the niche and the domain that you are interested in. Okay. And next, 5 16 years. Uh, okay, someone asked me, I'm in the taxation department under finance with 16 years experience. What we can mention to get shortlisted? Taxation department. Okay, yours can be a great, you can apply for fintech organizations. And since you already have 16 years of experience, that typically also means that you have a lot of experiences with direct B2B customers or B2C customers. It also means that you might have reached up to a mid-level position, so you can directly apply for great fintech roles, either financial strategist or something, or someone like a team manager for a fintech company. All of those roles will get you shortlisted. But make sure that you write your resume in such a way that you just don't mention something very vague. Make sure the keywords that you use about taxation and the fintech part, and metrics that you use, they are 100% in the direction towards the fintech industries. Okay, but try to apply for fintech industries. That's a great profile for you. Next is pressure. Okay. And any kind. Someone asking that if this resume is also for BTech mechanical branch, any kind of branch, this resume is for all. If you are a student, you can apply it. If you are someone who is in their 60s trying to regain their career, then you can apply it. Anyone can apply it. Okay. How to do a good resume for selection? I did not get your question. A good resume for selection, as in just check the ATS before applying. Okay, I will also show you how to apply for a direct job role. Like this question I get a lot. People say that I want to apply for Google. I want to apply for these roles. Okay, what? Let's just do it. Mm, I'll go to jobs. What I'll do here is, let's say I will find a job that is something of my interest. Let's find. Mm, okay. Okay, you guys choose. What kind of jobs should I choose? Which company should I choose? Let's say from this part. Just for an example purpose, I'll show you one. Okay, I'll take this one only. Capgemini. Capgemini is not here. Okay, I'll just take this one only. What I'll do is, let's say I am very interested in applying to this company. Okay, what I'll do is, I'll take up the job. Okay, I'll go to my ATS chat GPT. I'll give the prompt that check my resume for the above said role and give me an ATS out of 100. Be very strict as a ATS system and try to give me and yes, make sure you give me the points too. improve. Now let's add my resume. Do I even have my updated resume? Let's put this. Okay. Okay. Let's see what it does. See, I mentioned be very strict and it has given me a 78 out of 100 only. Okay. Now it will also break down that why it has not given me the right one. What the ATS wants, 2 to 4 years of experience. What I have is 3+ years in as a product analyst and a PM, but it needs something related to growth, which means that it needs a person, something like a growth manager or success manager. Okay, these kind of profiles. So it will automatically eliminate that. So I'll know that okay, this profile might not be the right one for me. Okay, then again I'll go back and search for the job that will fit me in the right bracket. Like I'll go and again search what kind of jobs. Like for example, I will again search for let's say I search for this. Okay. Okay, now it has given me 82. Now I'm confident that I will be applying to Mockup AI instead of Infinity Learn, right? So this is how you eliminate where to apply and where not to apply. This is also a great way to eliminate depression that we have when we have applied to 100 companies and not even one company shortlist our resumes. Okay, this is because do not blindly aimlessly apply to any companies. Always make sure where you are applying. Okay, so now that I have checked 2 companies, similarly you can go for 10, 15, 100, any n number of companies. Okay, this is how. Got it? Has these things answered your questions? Please do not worry, the recordings of the QA will also be there, so you can watch it anytime you want. Freshers, I have a very big query. Let me read through it once and never answer. Okay, mind planning to set 10 years experience on .NET. Mm, okay, someone is asking me that you have around 10 years of experience working with LTI Mindtree, right? And you have experience with .NET development and all. So yes, you already have a very good technical background and you are asking that you have to project your resume. Since you have a technical background and you want to scale in a technical role only, make sure that all the skills that you have mentioned, you have certain projects related to that role. Okay. But with the kind of experience that you have, I think that you don't even require projects. You can focus mostly on the type of work that you have done and you can, elaborate as uh, precisely as possible in the key pointers itself about the projects that you have done over the 10 years of experience. Okay, because 8 years of related experience in .NET development, so a .NET, a manager with a project where .NET is one of the key components, those can be real good opportunities for you. You also have experience in as a DevOps engineer, AI with my current skill. Yes, you can also implement AI in your current skill, whatever role you are applying to next. Let's say in the .NET development domain only, .NET and DevOps domain only. You can also target for projects that has already AI in them, and you can say that you also have done some projects. Now, what you can do is you are in the learning phase. You have learned about NA10 and Make.com and all, right? So try to make an automation, build an automation where you can use your skill sets and you can also use AI. This way, you can showcase your 10 years of experience and you can also showcase what you have learned from AI. That's how we'll do it. Okay. Okay. Next is I've known Dagger. As a fresher, okay. I have more than 10 years. You can please ask me your queries. It's okay if you don't tell me your profile. You can ask me the queries. I will not get anything if you just mention that you have 10 years of experience in UI UX field. Mention your query as well. Okay. What type of role? I'm a team leader in sales process. What type of role can update on my resume, like a data analyst? If you are targeting to enter into a data analyst role, if you are sales, then that also means that you are good with numbers, retentions, and percentage calculations, all of that. So that means that you can read numbers, you can understand numbers, and you also understand customer. So if you, instead of applying to direct data analyst role, you can apply, if you have good experience, about 5 6 years of experience, you can directly apply for roles, as a team manager for sales projects. Because in that, what will happen is you'll get the numbers, you'll also get the position, you'll also get to work with data analytics, and from there you can build any kind of data, you can build powerful dashboards and everything, and then you can slowly transition to a core data analyst role. Okay. But immediate switch from a sales to a data analyst role, it can be difficult without the right projects. But if you want to shift immediately, you have to do a lot of projects by yourself. That means you at least have to build 20 to 25 projects on your own, that is 100% solely related to data. That's how you can switch immediately. Previously, if you have been a professor and you managed a business as well, and you want to get a job in the tech side, you can start by building something on your own first. Maybe you can start by building a small website, or you can start by building a small application, and try to deploy it in production, and then test that application a little. And after that, you'll start getting a lot of you can do for freelancing work. If you are very confident about the code that you have written, you can start for freelance roles. Once you have freelance roles, you can immediately transition into a software engineer at a very lower position, or a software developer. Okay. My major team leader is another cybersecurity audit or AWS architect. Yes, you can. If your position is team leader in Windows Network Administration, you can also go for cybersecurity audit or AWS architect. For cybersecurity audit, there are certain certifications. Please, you can also go through those certifications. I think they are also free of cost. You can just search the web. I do not remember the name as of now, but if you're trying to enter into a core technical domain again, try to do a bit of certifications. That will help you. How to boost up your connections in LinkedIn? Again, try to post as much content as possible. Just do not post any type of content. It's not another social media platform, it's a very professional platform, so we should always maintain that decorum. So try to post things that are relevant to your profile, relevant to the people that are in your network. And you can, let's say if you are a freelance creator and you do a lot of designing materials, you can research about designings, you can post about case studies, you can write a designing comment, or you can write about something new that you have learned. All of those can help you boost your LinkedIn visibility. Okay. As a fresher, do I need to have fluent English communication to crack the interview? Should we upload projects made through AI on GitHub? Yes, absolutely. Start uploading projects that you have made through AI on GitHub as well. It's okay. Because now, initially, what was when I was first working as a full stack developer. We used to build core projects, and AI was not really relevant in those kind of projects. Okay, but now, even if a whole project is built, you know 50% can be AI and 50% can be core coded build, right? Or 100% of the project can be AI coded. It's completely fine. You can upload that on GitHub. Make sure that your projects have a real use case and it is actually solving a real problem. Okay. And also, please do not take up anyone else's code and start posting it on GitHub, because if you get caught for that, that will really put you in a bad position. And yes, you do need to have a bit of English communication while you crack interviews, because it's okay to have this kind of communications, because some of your projects might be outside of India, right? that way it also becomes difficult for the company to understand that if we have a client based out of UK or US, how will you communicate? So they also need to have that confidence, right? That's why. uh, yes, same kind of open questions, but the ATS percentage differs. Do I have to modify for every submission? Yes, 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 you have to rewrite your resume for every submission. If I have showed you my screen multiple times, you might have seen that with my name I have at least 15 to 16 resumes. I optimize my resume every time I apply to a company, because it's important that you cater what they want. Like for example, I am good with customers, I am good with B2B clients, B2C clients, I am good with product management, I'm good with designing. But if I write everything in one resume, they'll be like, it's so confusing, what is she really good at? Okay, it becomes very confusing for the ATS to know me, it becomes very confusing for a HR to know me. So let's say if I am applying for a success manager, I will always make sure that I align about growth loops, customer retentions, all of those metrics I write in my resume. If I'm applying for a direct product role, I always make sure that I give much importance to stakeholder communications, documentations, and strategy building and all. So it's very important what kind of facts you write in your resume. And it also means that please do not just elaborate things that you have not done yet in your resume, because it will become very difficult for you in the interview itself to explain the points that you have written. Because a lot of HRs, what they do once you are shortlisted for the interview, sometimes the HR goes line by line just to ask you the questions. Okay. Someone is asking me how to you auto apply using AI. So you can in N8N, if you are from an old batch, you might have seen the automation that one of our trainers has made. You can use that automation, build that automation on your own system, and you can do that. If you are from a new batch, you will be posted about it, and there you can learn how to apply using AI. A whole automation flow will be created, and you can also create that on your own system. And based on that, you can start posting all of the resumes from there only. Okay. Everyone who is asking me about career breaks and all, it is completely fine. You can start working again, because that should not be a problem. You just need to focus. How can make sure that your break is mentioned? That how are you explaining your career break? What did you do in that break? Did you just sit idle, or did you actually do something productive? That's how you should explain it. Okay. Just a minute. I'll take another 4 to 5 questions. Okay. Bachelor break, I have no experience that started freelancing. Yes, if you are, in your early stage of your career, freelancing is a good idea. Try to land some freelancing gigs, but before you start applying for freelancing profiles, make sure you already have some projects as proof of concept and everything, so that you can show it to the clients when they ask you about what kind of work you have done in your previous uh, college days or anything. Just make sure that you have some proof with you. You just do not go and say that, hey, I'm good at freelancing. They'll be asking you, right? So make sure you have that handy. I'm back in data expert and now I want to go into high profile advanced role in data. Please suggest. uh, if you have no see if you have a back end data experience of 10 years, then yes, you can actually advance to a really high data role because of your experiences. But then again, as I mentioned, optimize your resume that way, build your LinkedIn profile that way, that you get the visibility for high profile companies and HRs. Build first thing, if you already have the experience, make sure your resume is visible. So I think if your roles are still not getting shortlisted with the kind of experience you have, it might be because of your resume. And you can include your resume and your personal. A data analyst intern application and include your resume. How to build a professional portfolio with impactful projects. I quite did not get a question. How to build a professional portfolio with impactful projects. This will depend on the kind of domain you are now. Like for example, if you are in the designing domain, you will start by designing certain kind of projects. You will start making, let's say, Figma wireframes and all of those things. Okay, if you are a UI UX designer. If you are, let's say, in the domain of business analyst, you will start with building you'll take a lot of dummy data and then run it through SQL. You'll run all the SQL queries, and then you'll build great powerful dashboards out of it, in Power BI and everything. And all of those you can also implement with AI nowadays. So that you can do if you want to enter into a data analyst intern application. Please suggest some sites where you can apply for remote jobs. If you want to apply for remote jobs, LinkedIn is also the way, but now we have Surely Remote. I think there's another thing. We work remotely. All of those are certain sites. You can search them out. Even in ChatGPT, make use of the GPT tool, guys. Just go there and say that I want to enter for remote roles. It will give you ample amount of companies and websites that are actually hiring for remote roles. Just try using AI in your, experiences, in optimizing, in making yourself better. Okay, guys, that's all for today. And if you have any further questions, I'll also be taking up next week's Thursday session. So you can also ask me questions in that session. Okay.